What is up, my fellow citizens? It's Gio here, and it has been a long time since I've done a concept ship video. I think the last one I was going to do was the, Vandal Blade video. I didn't get a chance to do that one, but this one I have been looking real forward to, and that is the Misc Prospector. Now, this bad boy is a single-seat mining ship. Now, there has been some people complaining, saying it's not small enough. They were expecting it to be like small, like I guess Reliant type small, or the ship is not big enough. But in my opinion, I think the ship is just the right size. They nailed it. Also, with the look, if you ask me, it looks awesome. I'm glad it just doesn't look like a, I thought they were gonna make it look like a freelancer, but you could see they definitely stepped. It kind of does a little bit because it still has, the Misc look. When you look at the cockpit at the Starfarer and the Freelancer, it's like, it kind of looks the same. But the cockpit on here, I really love the bubbly and openness look of it, because you're going to need that, obviously, to mine with this bad boy. So I'm glad they left that cockpit open like that. I wish I could rearrange some stuff with the Freelancer and Starfarer, maybe make it a little more open. But I know those are, well, especially a Starfarer is a big tanker type ship, so you don't really need that type of visibility. With this ship, obviously you need your visibility. Now, I'm surprised that this ship is really only one-man crew, but I would like to have a bit of a two-man, at least another person that maybe could sleep in the back or whatever. But I think this is specifically for one. Maybe you could have two people in there still, I don't know. But I know in the future they said something about having certain air for a certain amount of crew members to stop, stacking that ship up like Noah's Ark, you know what I'm saying? So they got to have a ship limit with the air systems. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Now, the main question for a lot of people is going to be, what's the difference between the smaller, less expensive Prospector compared to the big Mega Orion, more expensive Orion? So the Prospector has smaller sensors and the Orion has bigger sensors. So the bigger sensors on the Orion could scan a whole area to see what the most valuable asteroid is, to see which ones you want to go for. But the one on the Prospector is on a smaller scale, where you scan one asteroid and you go to a certain pocket of the asteroid and get the exact mineral that you want. And like I said, you're getting in smaller levels because you have a smaller cargo. So you got to expect that with that. But one plus it does have on the Orion is that this bad boy could go planet side. And that right there is that just really sold me, really get this shit, because I seen that picture of it land on planet side. It's sick. And especially when I seen, the preview of the procedural planet side stuff. I mean, it was just amazing. It's probably the biggest thing I'm looking forward to now. But with the planet side mining, there are 4 phases. So we got scanning, landing and prepping, mining and extracting, selling and dropping. Now, I'm just looking so forward to this one. I think about it in the future, like if we're sitting there mining and we got like trucks on planet side for a bigger ship to load up, like take the truck and like load up something like the Starfarer on planet side. Like, oh, it's just so crazy. I can't wait to see how that stuff plays out. And one more plus that didn't make it to the post, because it's still getting fleshed out, and they mentioned it on the latest Reverse to Verse, is there will be EVA handheld mining. So if you go up to an asteroid and you're trying to look for something specific, like real small, they said like a diamond or something, you can get out and go get it, then go send it to like a space jeweler or something, and then you'll make some pretty penny off that handheld. So that's another plus on this Prospector. So am I getting one? Hell yes. I know people who got a damn 2 of them. So this should be a pretty popular ship, even though I know a lot of people wanted it to be smaller. But I think they did say this was the smallest form factor they could get a mining ship. If you go back and look at the mining post and read that, I mean, come on. Now that I go back and think about it, even though I thought it was going to be a smaller ship too, now that I think about that post, there's no way. That's probably the smallest they'll get it. And maybe, hopefully, down the line, we could get a smaller salvage ship, because the Reclaimer is huge. So they'll have to come out with a smaller ship for that, for other people who are going to be by themselves and trying to salvage. Because I know I may salvage by myself sometimes too. So hopefully they'll have that for option down the line, and we will be set. But that's all for today. You guys have a blessed day. And one more thing, Star Citizen for life.